Greetings to you in the mighty name of Jesus. I'm Fleurcius, and today I will be giving you 21 reasons to trust God. Although we may say we trust God, but sometimes our actions reveal that we are not trusting God. So today I'm going to go over the 21 reasons based on my opinion, of course. Of course, there will be more than 21 reasons to trust God, but basically I'm going to give you the top 21 reasons to trust God. So stay tuned, and I'll be right back. Reason number 1, for divine order. From the beginning of time, God has set a system in place, and we must understand that. He said, in the beginning, okay, there is a beginning and an end for everything, as well as with our lives. He has a reason for us being here, and we need to come into one accord with Him and understand the reason why we are here and our purpose in life. If we do not understand our purpose for being here, then guess what? We will find ourselves running from to and fro, looking for this quick fix that will never be fixed. Or we have these temporary relationships that always fall short to what He has planned for us. The second reason why we should trust God is to exercise faith. If you place Him in charge of governing your faith and totally focus in on building your faith, then guess what? It will come. It's just a matter of time. But it's something that you will have to work on, because we all have a little element of faith. Because the chair that you're sitting in, yeah, you have faith to sit there. If not, if you didn't have faith, guess what? You will fall out of the chair. So we all have some sort of faith, but we need to learn how to channel our faith in the right direction for spiritual things. That means to exercise your faith on the things that you cannot visually see with your eyes. And you have to exercise faith to learn how to step out when you cannot see what God is trying to do, or where He's trying to move you, or how He's trying to move you. So that's where the element of faith comes in. I have been tried with my faith. I'm still being tried with my faith, but I still walk in that faith that God has placed within me. And I'm sharing this with you because sometimes in life, when all you have left is your faith, trust me, you learn how to use it. The third reason why we should trust God is for our instincts. That little nudge that's inside of you that says, don't go there, don't do this, or hold up, or read this, or pay attention to that, or that person's not good for you, or something's not positive. That little nudge inside of you comes from your relationship with God. Of course, we all have a natural element of instincts within us, but that keen instinct comes from being spiritual, developing that connection between you and God. And with that instinct, with your instincts, it will also give you discernment on things of the Spirit, things that you have no previous knowledge of. And that's what you want in your life, because sometimes our human reasoning steps in and we just do what we want to do, but it's not good for us. So the spiritual element of our instincts and our discernment is what's going to benefit us in the long run. But if you choose not to develop your instincts, that's on you. But it's in you, it's a part of you, and it's up to you whether you want to maximize the gift that's already within you, or just give it away, or just let it fall short, and then you continue to live the way you're living because you don't have that prior knowledge through the discernment of the Spirit. The fourth reason to trust God is for love. Now, we all have a desire to love and be loved, and that's not going to change. It's in every one of us. Yes, we We try to pretend like we're all macho and we don't need anybody. But when it boils down, we do need love. And we need somebody. Now the thing is, we must learn how to love ourselves first. If we do not love ourselves, it's hard to actually get to receive back what we are not giving to ourselves. Or it's hard for you to give love if you're not really loving yourself. But the thing is, if you develop a relationship with God and you really trust in Him, He will teach you how to love. And you will see His love in what He does for what He will do for you, or what He prevents from happening to you. That's just a part of life. So that's another reason why we should trust God in all things. Because the love that we so desire, He will bring it to us. And what we do not need, He will also take away from us. The fifth reason why we should trust God is for vision. Now, if you've noticed in the Bible, they talk about blind man Bartimaeus and healing blindness a lot in the Bible. But the thing about that is, we ourselves are blind to certain things because sometimes we just get caught up. And the reason we can't see is because we choose not to see. But when you trust God, He will send a form of enlightenment on a situation, circumstance, or event. Of course, no one is ever perfect. We are all going to be blind to something or someone at some point in our lives. However, if we trust God, He will actually open our eyes, take the scales off of our eyes so we can actually see what's really going on. So He can actually work through us to deliver us or to give us a lesson from that or whatever He may choose to do. But vision is very important. And if you want to achieve anything in life, you must create a vision first. You got to get it up here. You got to see it in your mind's eye, because it's hard to achieve something that you cannot see mentally. The sixth reason to trust God is for provision. Now, we just spoke about vision. Now, for the vision, if God is in it, He will make provision for you. Just like the children of Israel. They were walking out on faith. And being that they walked out on faith, God provided manna for them. Even though they bickered, they fought about it, still, He provided. And that is key. If you totally focus on the vision that God has for you, He will provide. Guaranteed. The seventh reason is for praise and worship. It amazes me how sometimes we don't understand the element of praise and worship. Sometimes we wait for praise and worship on Sunday mornings when we get to church. But in all actuality, if you start your day out praising and worshiping God, it sets the tone for the rest of the day. If you don't have time to do that, well, try to get it in as you're moving. Once you get up in the morning, just turn your radio on or your computer on and get the Word of God into your system. Get it into your blood. Just like you get that food in your system. It's like your breakfast sets the tone for the whole day. Well, your praise and worship sets the tone for your day as well. Because if you wake up worshiping and praising God, that means that you're trusting Him in the beginning of your day and in the end. So try it out and you'll see. Because it works for me. The eighth reason to trust God is for obedience. In my opinion, obedience for me is like holding me accountable for my actions, my reactions, and the lack thereof. We must become accountable for what we are doing on a moment by moment basis. And sometimes we say that we don't care. Well, if you don't care, you should, because your reputation is on the line. The ninth reason to trust God is for instructions. God will instruct you in every area of your life, but sometimes we develop a deaf ear to what He's saying to us. And I've had people say, oh, I cannot hear the voice of God. It may be possible, especially when you're not listening. It's imperative that we learn to listen to the voice of God and not our own voice, because we can say things to ourselves and get it mixed up with the voice of God. But when it's God's voice, there will be no mistake about it. The 10th reason to trust God is for forgiveness. We all make mistakes, and it's imperative that we learn how to forgive ourselves and to forgive others as well. And we don't forgive other people for their sake. We forgive other people for our own, because we cannot allow that roadblock to provide a disadvantage in our life simply because we become stubborn and won't let it go. If you want to move ahead, let it go and let God. Just trust Him to heal you in whatever area that He needs to heal you. Because the moment you forgive and give it to God, that's His job to take away the pain. The 11th reason to trust God is for renewal. We all need a daily cleansing. That means cleansing from the negativity and the junk of the previous day. You can cleanse yourself with prayer and worship at night. You can cleanse yourself with prayer and worship in the morning. Either or you can do both. It's more effective when you do both, but you have to trust God for that renewal, that cleansing, to get a fresh start every day, not just on Sunday morning going to church, and when you walk out of church then you feel renewed, and then Monday morning you're in bondage again. No, this is a daily thing. The 12th reason to trust God is to take us to the next level. In order to get to where we need to be, not where we want to be, but where we need to be, we need to trust God to take that step up. Because sometimes when you're leaping on your own, if you fall, you may not have anybody to pick you up. But trust me, if you place your trust in God, when you take that leap of faith, if you fall, it will be for your good, and God will have someone there to pick you up and dust you off. Guaranteed. The 13th reason is positioning. You want to be at the right place at the right time. I've always heard timing is everything. And trust me, I believe that. When they say favor is not fair, it is not. So therefore, if you trust in God for that divine favor, He will put you at the right place at the right time. He will put the right people in your life at the appropriate time, and the list goes on. So positioning is extremely important when trusting God. The 14th reason to trust God is to work on our insecurities. We all have weaknesses. I don't care how strong we pretend we are or how educated we pretend that we are. We all have weaknesses and insecurities. Now the thing is, if we trust God to work through those insecurities, the reverse may happen. That may be your blessing in disguise. It has always happened for me. The weakest area of my life had the greatest gift. All of my gifts were wrapped in my weaknesses. So think about it. Make a list of your weaknesses. It may be your blessing in disguise. The 15th reason to trust God is to clean up our mess. We all make messes every now and again. So if we trust God, we'll know that we have someone to help us clean up that whatever it is that we made a mess of. And I know that I've made a mess of a few things, but you know what? I just turn around, clean up the mess, and keep it moving. And I have people that come in and say, "Oh, Ruby, you did this, you did that." It doesn't matter. As long as I learn from my mess, keep it moving. And that's all a part of trusting God. The 16th reason to trust God is to help others. The good old book says, "Give, and it shall be given unto you." How do you expect God to continue to bless you and give you when your hands are closed? When my secret is, if I want something from God, I open my hand and I give. If I have a question that I need an answer from God from, guess what? I answer a question for somebody else. If I need information from God, I give information. If I need money from God, I give money. Whatever my need is, I open my hand and I give. Because as soon as my hands are tight and I won't let it go, then guess what? God will do that same thing for me. So you know what? Open up and watch the floodgates of information or whatever you need come right to your front door. That is one of the hidden secrets known to man. The 17th reason to trust God is for self-control. Now with the internet, it's so easy to get caught up. I know, 'cause I'm on the internet all the time. And I get people asking me, "Oh, send me a body shot, send me a new picture, send me this, send me that." And we just get caught up. And next thing you know, our picture is all around the internet. But it's totally up to you what you choose to do. But for God's kingdom, we need to exercise self-control. And with self-control comes respect for ourselves, our family, and for God. Certain things that we are doing right now, we know that we should not be doing. So therefore, take a moment to evaluate what you're doing that's violating the control of self. The 18th reason to trust God is for a good name. Our reputation is crucial. It's very, very important because you never know. The things that we've done in the past could come back and affect our family. So guess what? If we set our mind on developing a good name in advance, therefore we don't have to worry about it coming back to bite us in the butt. The 19th reason to trust God is for protection. You want God's supernatural protection covering your life, covering your family, and everything that you do, say, or become. Simply because it's through Him that He can take your enemy down. Or, of course, you don't want to be the enemy that He takes down. But therefore, He can give you the protection that you need. And it's very important to trust God for that supernatural covering over your lives, because things do happen. They have just happened to me. It's by no cause of my own, just being at the wrong place, and I would say at the right time, because whenever something happened to me, there was a blessing behind it. But still, all in fact, I needed His covering, and He has covered me thus far, and I trust Him to do that for me, and I am trusting that you would do the same for yourself as well. The 20th reason to trust God is to combat fear and doubt. In my younger days, that's what prevented me from stepping out. It's the fear the fear of failure, and the doubt that I allow people to place in me. Oh, you'll never succeed, or you would never do it. Well, now that I'm a child of God and I trusted in Him, I take it as a grain of salt and just let it run off my back. But fear, I just feel the fear and do it anyway. Of course, doubt will come in. I'm not immune from doubt. But you know what? God has been so good to me. And once you trust Him, like I've trusted Him, you'll move forward. And doubt will just be like a grain of salt running off your back too. So it's good to allow God to deal with you with the fear and the doubt, because if you allow fear and doubt, those two cousins, to reign in your life, it will paralyze you, and all the goals that you want to set for yourself, you will never achieve, because fear will stop you right in your track. So you have to take it upon yourself to move beyond that, and trust in God will help you do so. I'm living proof. The 21st reason to trust God is for your salvation. He's here for you to prevent you from all hurt, harm, or danger. And there's nothing like being free from bondage. And of course, sometimes when you trust God, you may be in a situation. But when God carries you through mentally, emotionally, and spiritually, trust me, it's a matter of time before you come out physically. That is the cycle of life. But your salvation is free. Today, choose it. And I'll tell you this, you can't go wrong trusting God. As I said before, I'm living proof of the trust that I've placed in Him. Be blessed and be a blessing to someone else. Until next time, bye-bye now.